Hello students, let us begin with chapter number 3, that is parallel lines. We come across many lines in our daily life. For example, the edges of the cupboard are straight lines. Then we have the edges of the road which are again straight lines. And we have the house which has straight lines as their edges. Now students, let us proceed ahead and understand what are parallel lines. For that, let us take two lines, line L and line M. Tell me students, are they intersecting? No. Let us extend these lines and find out. Are they intersecting? Yes. Therefore, these lines are called as intersecting lines. Now students, let us again take the two lines, that is line L and line M. This time, we're just changing the position of the two lines. Now students, tell me, are the two lines intersecting each other? No. Let us extend these lines. Now tell me students, are they intersecting each other? No. Therefore, these lines are called as parallel lines as they do not intersect each other. So let us define parallel lines. Lines lying in one and the same plane and which do not intersect each other are called parallel lines. Lines taking two lines, lines L and line M, lying in one and the same plane. Same plane means a flat surface and which do not intersect. Now what do we mean by intersect? For example, line L and line M, they meet at a point O. These lines are called as intersecting lines. But we want lines which do not intersect. So intersecting lines cannot be parallel lines. Therefore, lines lying in one and the same plane and which do not intersect each other are called parallel lines. So, line L is parallel to line M as they do not intersect each other. Now students, the symbol for denoting parallel line is two straight lines. Remember, the symbol of parallel lines is two straight lines. Let us proceed ahead and find a little more about parallel lines. Let us measure the distance between line L and line M. Taking a ruler, we find out that the distance between line L and line M is 1 centimeter. Again, let us measure but at a different position. And again, we find out that the distance is 1 centimeter. So, what can we conclude from this? The distance between two parallel lines will always remain the same. Now, let us proceed ahead, students, with the concept regarding lines parallel to the same line. Taking two lines, again, line L and line M. We need to find out if line L is parallel to line M. For that, let us take a ruler and measure the distance between line L and line M. And we find out that the distance is 1 centimeter. Again, let us measure and see if the distance is same. And we find out that here also the distance is same, that is 1 centimeter. Therefore, line L is parallel to line M. Now students, let us take another line, line N, and find out if line M and line N are parallel to each other. For that, we need to check the distance between the two lines. So taking the ruler and measuring the distance between line M and line N, we find out that the distance is the same, which is nothing but 2 centimeters. Therefore, line M is parallel to line N. Now students, let us take line L again and see if the distance between line L and line N is the same. Taking the ruler again and measuring the distance between line L and N, we find out that the distance is 3 centimeters at both the positions, which means the distance is the same. Therefore, line L is parallel to line N. So what can we say about this? That lines parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. Line L is parallel to line M. Line N is also parallel to line M. Therefore, line L is parallel to line N. Proceeding ahead, students. Remember, if two lines are parallel to the same line, then they are parallel to each other. Moving on with the next concept, that is about lines perpendicular to the same line. Let us take two lines, line A and line B, such that line A and line B intersect each other at point O. Now, is line A perpendicular to line B? We don't know. Let us take a protractor and find out. Now, when we take a protractor and try to measure, we find that the angle is 90 degree, which means line A is perpendicular to line B. Therefore, it is a perpendicular. Now students, let us take another line, line C. And we need to again find out if line C is perpendicular to line B. For that, let us take a protractor and measure the angle that is formed. And we find out again that the measure of the angle is 90 degree, which means line C is perpendicular to line B. Now students, we have to find out if line A is parallel to line C. For that, let's take a ruler and measure the distance between line A and line C. So, we find out on measuring the distance between line A and C that the distance is 4 centimeters. Again, when I measure, I find out that the distance is 4 centimeters. And we know that the distance between two parallel lines are always equal. Therefore, line A and C are parallel to each other. So that brings us to the conclusion that lines perpendicular to the same line are parallel to each other. Let us take another figure and understand this. Let us take line P and line Q such that line Q is perpendicular to line P. We take another line, line R, such that line R is perpendicular to line P. So what can we conclude about this? We can say that line Q is parallel to line R because they are perpendicular to the same line, that is line P. Now students, let us proceed ahead and learn how to draw parallel line. So we have to draw a parallel line to a given line through a point outside the given line. So let the line be L and let P be the point outside it. And we have to draw a parallel line passing through the point P. Something like this. So let us proceed ahead with the steps for drawing parallel lines. First, we have the given line, that is line L, which is already given to us, and we have point P because we have to draw a parallel line passing through point P. Now students, proceeding ahead with step 1, that is, you need to place your ruler over here as it is shown just next to the point. And after we place the ruler, we are supposed to place the set square on line L, something like this. Proceeding ahead with step 3, we need to hold the ruler and we need to slide the set square upwards. Once this is done, we need to draw a line M passing through the point P. So for that, we will turn the position of the ruler, remove the set square from the place and draw a line M passing through point P. So line L is parallel to line M.